The Bahamas at the beginning of an expected COVID-19 surge. Legislators to approve an extension to the 24-hour curfew and a change in leadership at the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Good morning, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder, and this is your morning edition. 735,000 plus cases globally. And while the Bahamas at this point accounts for just a few, the number of infections here continue to rise. In this report, our Altavis Munnings tells us more about how the increase has again upped efforts to restrict the spread of the virus and in the process save lives.
I want this curfew to end as soon as possible. I want these restrictions over as soon as possible. But for now, we have to stop the spread of this virus.
With 14 COVID cases on record in the Bahamas, 2 in Grand Bahama and 12 in New Providence, Prime Minister the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis once again reiterated his appeal to Bahamians and residents to adhere to the mandatory 24-hour curfew. The Prime Minister indicated at his national press conference Sunday that as the Bahamas is on the cusp of an expected surge of COVID-19 cases, he will seek parliamentary approval for the continuance of the emergency powers COVID-19 regulations and No. 2 order implemented earlier this month to end on April 8th. He also listed some current and additional measures to the order.
Pharmacies will be allowed to operate from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Banks will be allowed to operate from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Landscaping and property maintenance businesses and janitorial services businesses will be allowed to operate on Saturday and Sunday only. Pool maintenance businesses will be allowed to operate on Friday and Saturday only. All street or roadside vendors will be prohibited from opening. I repeat, all street and roadside vendors must and will be removed by the police. Our streets will be cleared. This does not include newspaper vendors who should remain at one location. I wish to advise that all public parks will be closed beginning at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, the 31st of March. The government will introduce a food shopping schedule. Shopping days and times will be designated based on the first letter of a person's last name. More details will be released further this week. This measure is intended to reduce the number of people on the road and to reduce the number of people at grocery stores at any one time. This is to reduce the spread of COVID-19. Again, let me stress, our food stocks are healthy. There are no shortage of food supply. There is no need for panic buying.
Prime Minister Minnis assures the Bahamas that Royal Bahamas Police Force officers will increase their manpower to enforce the curfew regulations, as he laments that there are still too many people driving on the road.
Individuals aged 75 and older are asked not to leave their homes. Those between the ages of 65 and 74 should work from within their homes. And the purpose is not to isolate our senior citizens by asking them to stay at home. The purpose is to save lives. Let me be very and extremely blunt. Some people have very hard heads. Well, the virus is harder and badder than the hardest of heads in this country. And as the old people would say, hard heads don't make good soup. But together, the Bahamian people are stronger and more resilient than this virus, but only if we work together. And I repeat again, stay at home. Stay off our streets. When you stay at home, you limit your exposure to people who have this virus in the Bahamas.
Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.